Very much, everyone, for your
This meeting is being recorded.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience, and I do apologise about the technical difficulties, but we've provided some comic relief for today, so that's good. Thanks very much for coming along to hear about the 2023 graduate program. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians on the lands on which we all gather today. I pay my respect to the elders past, present and emerging, and celebrate and recognise the diversity and the ongoing cultures and connections to the lands and the waters of New South Wales. I also pay my respect to any Aboriginal people here today. My name is Donna and I work with the New South Wales Public Service Commission, and I'm here with Hugh, and we will talk to you today about working in government and also the graduate program. We're also really lucky to have three of our current graduates. We have Bernie, Harry and also Vanilla, who's sitting here with me. She's having technical difficulties too. And Harry's actually an alumni grad from your university. So they'll talk about their experiences in the grad program, and then there'll be opportunity to ask questions from the panel at the end. Thank you. You may not know this, but New South Wales Government is the largest employer in the Southern Hemisphere. With a workforce of over 400,000 people, we're proud to employ people that represent the diversity of the community that we serve. There are over 100 agencies that make up New South Wales Public Service within 10 different clusters, and these roles are located across all New South Wales. The New South Wales Public Service, or New South Wales Government, delivers a wide range of services from education, health, public transport, law enforcement and environmental protection to the community of New South Wales. We employ many different roles in the sector, and with this graduate program, we have structured this into your graduate experience. So you may work in areas that you may not have even thought about working in before. We want you to move around and we want you to develop. This is our unique proposition to you. With one choice, you have endless opportunity. Senior leaders across New South Wales Government have worked together to refine and grow the New South Wales Government Graduate Program. And the graduate program is all about retaining talented graduates and building public sector capability and a future cohort of leaders like Bernie, Harry and Vanilla. Our program has grown rapidly since it began in 2016, and on the slide you can see we just had 25 grads in 2016, and I'm really pleased to announce that for the 2023 program we'll actually have 303 roles. So that's a massive increase, and it just shows you the New South Wales Government, how much they value our graduates and how they also see them as the future leaders of tomorrow. The program has also expanded with the addition of a new engineering stream for 2023. So we'll be offering 5 streams next year: engineering, primary, legal, digital, and also social work. And we also have roles in Sydney and regional locations. And the regional locations are the Hunter, Central Tablelands, North Coast, South Coast, Southeast, and Southwest regions. We're very proud of the fact that our graduate program has been ranked in the top 5 of the Australian 100 graduate employer in the last 5 years. And we're also very pleased that in the last 5 years, we've also won the best government and defence employer for 5 years running. So that also, I think, is a very great achievement for New South Wales Government. Hopefully you're hearing the video.
I think you might need to share audio.
Can you hear that, Bernie?
No. We don't have audio for the video.
Okay.
Sorry.
1 moment. When you share the screen, you have to click share audio as well.
Opportunities. It's your chance to play a key role in
We
shaping
hear the audio,
future
but we don't
of New
have the
South
video
Wales
anymore.
in an award-winning program that offers a world of diverse experiences. You'll be offered a competitive salary from day one, be supported through further studies, form valuable connections, diverse experiences. You'll be offered a competitive salary from day one, be supported through further studies, form valuable connections by mentoring and networking. And you'll be offered a permanent role when you've successfully completed the program. This is an 18-month program where you'll choose to be part of one of 5 exciting streams. You will complete 3 6-month placements in different roles across New South Wales Government. You can choose from the flexible primary stream, open to all disciplines, and degree-specific experience in the legal, digital, social work and engineering streams. In the primary stream, you can nominate areas of interest you'd like to explore, such as policy, communications and marketing, HR, analytics, project management, and many more. Experience in the legal, digital, social work and engineering streams. In the primary stream, you can nominate areas of interest you'd like to explore, such as policy, communications and marketing, HR, analytics, project management, and many more. The legal stream gives you experience in areas such as litigation, providing legal advice, and developing policy. In the digital stream, you'll be helping the people of New South Wales interact with digital government services. You'll be working to transform the lives of vulnerable children, adults, and disadvantaged families in the social work stream. And in the engineering stream, you'll be contributing to critical initiatives that impact the citizens of New South Wales, including exciting projects from health to infrastructure or transport. No matter which career pathway you choose, the New South Wales Government Graduate Program is your first step to endless career opportunities and becoming a future leader within New South Wales Government.
As you just seen in the video, our program offers 5 streams. The primary stream, which is open to all disciplines, and 4 degree-specific streams: legal, digital, social work, and engineering. Each stream offers on-the-job experience and a customised learning and development component. The primary stream offers broad experience around a range of New South Wales government agencies on a variety of policy, project, and program management initiatives that can contribute to the future of our state. For the primary stream, you can nominate functional area of interest at application, and some of those can be HR, policy, project management. We ask you to think about, what your preferences are. Some of those you may want to have a particular career aspiration. You may have a finance degree and you want to work in finance, or you may want to try something different altogether. That's our program's unique proposition. Graduates in the legal stream can be exposed to areas of policy, litigation, or advice across New South Wales Government. This stream prepares you to be admitted as a solicitor in New South Wales Government, and we are expecting to offer 15 roles for the legal stream. The digital stream is for graduates who want to undertake exciting work working on New South Wales Government digital projects and services. There are expected to be up to 51 roles in the digital stream. And the new engineering stream will provide exposure and contribute to critical high-profile initiatives. You could be working on a range of different projects from health, infrastructure to transport. And there are expected to be 28 roles available in the engineering stream. The social work stream is for graduates who want to apply their knowledge and skills to improve the lives of children, adults, families and communities who often experience disadvantage and lived in varied and challenging circumstances. This stream prepares you to become a caseworker and demands resilience, courage, creativity and commitment, as you will encounter challenging situations. There will be 10 roles on offer, and all of these will be within the Department of Communities and Justice. A point to note that candidates do not get to select which agency that they would like to be placed in. And the reason is that we want to provide graduates with a diverse experience. We want you to be open to the different challenges and development opportunities that each rotation and each agency can provide you. As you have heard, New South Wales Government is huge and provides endless opportunities. And we want to ensure that over the 18 months, you do have the diverse experiences that the program has to offer. As you can see on this slide, there are 3 components to the graduate program: experience, exposure, and education. For the primary legal, digital, and engineering streams, you'll undertake 3 6-month rotations across government agencies over the 18-month program, which will offer you an incredibly diverse experience that allows you to build and develop your career. For the social work graduates, they will complete placements around different areas of the Department of Communities and Justice, building essential knowledge and skills to become a caseworker. From day one, you'll play an integral role in exciting and important projects, allowing you to build a strong foundation of your skills for your career. Importantly, on successful completion of the program, you will be offered an ongoing or permanent role in your home agency, and that's the agency that you started your graduate placement with. The second component is exposure. New South Wales Government is large and sometimes complex, so we've put together a really comprehensive support program as part of this program. A key component is the mentoring. All graduates will have a mentor, and these people are there to support you and discuss your career goals, share knowledge and personal experiences. You'll also have an exec sponsor, and they'll share some insights with you on their particular career journey, as well as help you establish some networks, which is very important as you move around government. You'll also attend a series of networking events where you'll hear key speakers from the public and private sectors. And these provide an opportunity for you to come together as a cohort throughout the program and also share experiences and tips and just ask how things are going. We've also introduced a Graduate Pride Network, whether you identify as part of the LGBTQI+ community or as an ally. And this is an interagency professional network where graduates and their allies can come together to find support and connect with their peers. The third component of the program is education. And if you join the primary stream, you'll study towards a Diploma of Government. Legal graduates study towards a Graduate Diploma of Legal Practice through the College of Law, so that they are ready to be admitted as solicitors by the end of the program. Digital graduates will become a member of the Australian Computer Society's partnership program, which includes targeted online courses that are tailored to your career aspirations and your development. Social work graduates will undertake group supervision, tailored casework development training, so you can make the best possible decisions about children and their families. And our engineering graduates will undertake a development program through the Engineering in Australia. You'll also have access to technical experts and resources. And through this program, you'll also have Engineers Australian membership and be supported to achieving chartered status. You'll get the opportunity to let us know which location that you'd like to work in. Our graduates are placed across the state with opportunities, as I mentioned, in Greater Sydney and also and also regional locations. And we really want you to think about your location preference and be open to experiencing life in a regional New South Wales. And that's something Bernie will be able to talk to you about when she talks to you up next. You can select up to 2 locations at application. And whichever location you nominate, all of your rotations will be in that location. So for example, if you nominate the Hunter regions, all of your locations and rotations will be in the Hunter region. Please think carefully about a decision when selecting your preference, as it will be taken seriously when making an offer. If you turn down an offer, you may not be given another opportunity, as there are many graduates who are looking to work with us. I'll now hand over to Hugh, who will talk about some other aspects of the graduate program.
Hello, everyone. This slide shows you a snapshot of our selection process. For information on the assessment and selection process, please look on our website, and you'll note that all aspects of the assessments are online or virtual. So it doesn't matter where you are, where you're located, you don't have to come into a particular location. For the primary stream, we're not asking for specific qualifications, but an eligibility criteria is that you complete your undergraduate degree or postgraduate degree in the last 2 years, so from June 2020 or by 31 December 2022. If you meet the eligibility requirements listed on this slide, then you are eligible for the primary stream. For legal graduates, it is essentially the same criteria, but you must have a law degree and be willing to commence your graduate diploma in legal practice. Graduates will be expected to pay approximately $4,000 toward the graduate diploma, and normal fee help is available. For social work, engineering and digital streams, there are some qualification requirements, so please check our website after to see if you're eligible for those streams. As you can see, we're very keen for some digital graduates here at the PSC. We also have a virtual internship program. This is available for students to complete for free to get a better understanding of what graduates do within the New South Wales Government, and it will help you to prepare for the assessment centres. You can complete work modules within policy, digital, data analysis, legal, economics, and marketing and communications. There is a link to the virtual internship program on our graduate program website. Data has shown that candidates are twice as likely to get into the program if they've completed the virtual internship program. We also provide support for students with a disability throughout the entire recruitment process and beyond. The graduate program has been accredited as a disability confident recruiter by the Australian Network on Disability, and we are able to provide reasonable adjustments at each step of the application and recruitment process for students with disability, with everything remaining confidential. So please don't hesitate to reach out. We have a dedicated person who will assist you with any adjustments, and you'll find information on that on our website. Aboriginal services provider Indigico is a great support for students with an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander background. The contact details for the team at Indigico are listed on the job ad and available for students interested in reaching out to them and exploring what options are available to them, including an Aboriginal assessor. I would now like to introduce Vanilla C, a 2022 graduate.
So, all right, there you go. Hey everyone. So my name's Vanilla and I'm in the primary stream of the 2022 graduate program. So I studied a Bachelor of International Studies and Bachelor of Media, Screen and Sound Production at NSW. And what attracted me to initially apply for the graduate program was mainly the idea of flexibility. So a lot of my friends ended up in government and they just gushed about the flexible work policy and the great work-life balance, which I can definitely attest to now. I'm also really passionate about giving back to the community, and with the government, the impact you have is just so tangible, whether it's for within the public sector or outside with the public. And with this, the rotations are so valuable. So for example, in my current rotation, rotation 1, I was placed in the Public Service Commission working in HR as my functional area of interest on recruitment and the graduate program. And next week for rotation 2, I'll be heading off to the Department of Education to work on educational reform policy as a communications and marketing graduate. So as you can see, just from these 2 rotations, you'll get a range of experiences. And so far, I've really enjoyed 2 main themes about the graduate program. So the first is the networking I've been afforded. Being a graduate really lets you into so many opportunities because people know that you're new and that you're there to learn. And you'll find that people from across the sector are really happy to just share about what they're working on. And of course, you'll also be part of a graduate cohort where everyone is going through the same program. So it's really easy to bond and form connections. And secondly, at first, I wasn't so sure about what mentoring was, but after joining the program, I really think that mentoring is something that is so underrated. I really look forward to my fortnightly meetings with my mentor, and he's been able to share lessons that he's learned while working in government. But also I've been able to upskill, get feedback, and of course have just general check-in chats as well. So in my role so far, I've worked on a range of different projects, and at my time in the public Service Commission, including sector guidance in the form of an onboarding guide for use across New South Wales Government. I've also helped launch a new module for the New South Wales Government virtual internship, including using my video background to help hire a videographer and go through the production process, including writing a script. I've also worked with an external provider to help refresh the graduate program's look. And at the moment, I'm working with data to produce a report to see where in the sector our graduates have ended up. As you can see, the work you do is really varied but refreshing, and I've really been able to build on my existing skills. And honestly, half of these things I wasn't really assigned. I just asked to be included in because I thought it sounded interesting and thought I'd be able to learn new things. And in that respect, my manager has been really good in also suggesting projects here and there too. And also, as someone who's now working for the government, I've also been able to attend talks and events from people across the sector, including the annual budget briefing breakfast. I was also asked by Donna to share some application tips. And for them, I suggest you really think about your motivation for applying and think about if your personal values align with the New South Wales government values. So really read the role description, as it will give you an idea of what the role will expect from you. And also, please don't hesitate to reach out to the graduate program team during the process. I'm not just saying that because I work with them, but I remember this time last year, I felt so daunted by the process that I just never got around to it and I never reached out. But after working with the team for 6 months and seeing that all of the love and care that goes into the program, they really do want to help you put your best foot forward. And that includes, as Hugh mentioned, asking for any reasonable adjustments throughout the process. And if you're an Aboriginal candidate, reaching out to Indigico. And I'd just like to finish off by saying that hopefully as soon as this info session is done, that you hop onto our website and apply, or maybe you already have. I've really enjoyed the past 6 months, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your faces next year in the 2023 cohort. Thanks for listening.
Thanks very much, Vanilla. And we didn't pay her to say that about working with us. Okay, that was freely said. So yes. I will now hand over to Bernie, who will talk, and then if that's all right, Cass, and then we'll hand over to Harry, and then we'll open up for questions. So over to you, Bernie. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, so my name is Bernie. I'm a primary stream graduate and I work for the Department of Regional New South Wales. So the Department of Regional New South Wales looks after all the regional issues. So we do look after the mining, exploration, geoscience. We also have primary industries, which looks after agriculture and biosecurity. And we're sort of focused to looking after regional growth and development. Our department also has like a huge role in flood recovery in regional areas, so like out of Lismore and the Northern Rivers sort of area. And just a little bit about me. So I actually did a Bachelor of Science and I'm from Melbourne. So I used to work in like a science research area, and in my application, I actually nominated to do any area of functional interest. And I wanted to do it in a regional location because I wanted something that was really different, like completely different. And I couldn't think of anything more different than moving out of state into a regional area, into a totally different career in an area that was not associated with my degree because I was a little bit sick of research. So I just finished my first rotation with the Office of the Secretary, and that's a big area, but the gist is that we keep everything in the department running smoothly. For me, it was a really good area to start with because I was in a position where I got to do coordination across the department. So I got to see a lot of like the what's what, the who's who, what are the priorities that we're working towards, and start understanding more about like what the New South Wales government is prioritising as well as what our department wants to do. So some of my highlights were that I did some work with a media team to coordinate events for funding announcements. So this involved coordinating with the Deputy Premier's office, the property owners of the location, figuring out how I wanted the event to be run, like who's there, what the timeframes were, what our key visual opportunities for videos or photos. And I actually just got back from Byron Bay where I met the Deputy Premier as well as a few of the key ministers as we were launching some announcements up there. So that's totally different than what I studied, but so much fun. I also worked in the Cabinet Advice team. So I got the opportunity to see how submissions go into Cabinet and liaise within our department to get comments and feedback on upcoming submissions and draft Cabinet advice for the Deputy Premier. And because I'm not from regional New South Wales originally, it really challenged me to think about how the decisions made by our ministers are impacting on our communities. And I thought that was just really interesting to see. And so what I like most about the New South Wales grad program, well, the salary is really competitive. The support network's there, which Vanilla sort of mentioned. And I really like being able to challenge myself by working through different areas and rotations. And this is like the perfect opportunity to be able to do that. The network of graduates is really good. So out of Queanbeyan, which is where I'm based, we've got 2 other grads. So we often go out. I'm going to lunch with them later on today. And they do sector-wide networking events. So I've been up to Sydney a few times to hang out and make friends and find out what the rest of the New South Wales government does. I really enjoy doing the rotations because it gives me a great opportunity, to try just different things, see what I like and what I don't like, and start planning for what I want my career to look like. And then to give you a quick plug as well to working in regional New South Wales, I'll be honest, I did find it really difficult to move from Melbourne to Queanbeyan, but now that I'm here, I really enjoy it because there's peak hour traffic is barely a thing. All the drives are really, really quick. I can go for a hike every weekend. The people I meet are really nice and friendly, and the community is just really nice and tight knit. So like in this area, I know my managers, my executives, the head of the department is in the office today. So we see them in the kitchen, for instance. And I have the opportunity to shadow executives in like diversity inclusion meetings, or I also have the opportunity to represent our LGBT plus network, Regional Rainbows, at different events. So if you're considering applying, I'd say just do it. It'll open up like a whole new world of opportunity to your professional career. And to share some top tips, I'd say be open to any possibility and consider if you'd want to move to a regional location, because it's really fun and there's a lot of opportunity out here to shadow people and work more tight knit with people. And also think about how to sell your transferable skills. So I came from science and I was like, yes, I've got all this research experience. How can I transition that into like a policy area? And that sort of helped sell me as a graduate candidate. So I'm looking forward to meeting some of you all, and I hope some of you can join us out in Queanbeyan. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Bernie. And that was some really useful tips there. So I really, really appreciate it. I'll now hand over to Harry, who will be the last speaker, and then we'll have the panel questions. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Bernie, Vanilla, and hi, everyone. So my name is Harry. I studied a Bachelor of Applied Finance and Economics at Macquarie University, and I'm currently at the Department of Communities and Justice as an Assistant Financial Analyst. So as someone who studied at Macquarie University, I'll give you a bit of context. So I'll take you back 18 months. Prior to beginning this program, as I mentioned, I studied Applied Finance and Economics, and I remember being in the last 12 months of my degree, submitting what felt like 500 job applications through LinkedIn and Seek, just hoping that I would land in the dream job. And to be honest, at one point, I'd just come to terms with the prospects that I'd have to hunker down into a mundane entry-level job for the next few years until I became senior enough to pursue my own interests. And I'm sure that maybe some of you are feeling somewhat the same way or can relate to my experience. It wasn't really until June last year that a friend introduced me to this program. And after a few minutes of reading the website, I just decided to throw all my eggs into this basket. The first thing that stood out to me was the rotational structure of the program, as we've already talked about. As someone who, I changed my mind regularly about which degree to study during my early university semesters, I knew that the chance to try my hand at different roles within my areas of interest would help me learn about what I love, what I don't love, and what I truly want to pursue in my own career. What made this even better was realizing that these rotations would be in different departments, meaning that I'd be exposed to a variety of new challenges, new teams, and even new cultures. And so fast track to today, I'm obviously in the primary stream of the graduate program. I've completed nearly 6 months in my current role, and next Monday, I'll be heading off to the Department of Planning and Environment. So as mentioned, my current role is an assistant financial analyst, and I'm in the finance and procurement division of the Department of Communities and Justice. And despite only being in this position for 6 months, I've been involved in, to be honest, more projects than I could recount during this 5 minutes that I have. A significant perk of working as a graduate is that you're well looked after. And to be honest, from my experience, if you want to get involved, your manager and team will facilitate that. A major project I've been involved in recently is the preparation of the department's financial statements and annual reports. So part of this responsibility had me analysing all the procurement contracts that the department has engaged in over the last 12 months to assess how the department is considering its environmental impact within these contracts. Another part of my responsibility has been analysing the variance seen in the department's cash flow and expenses during the last financial year, and preparing a detailed explanation that can be assessed by the Chief Financial Officer. These two tasks just, I guess, give you a small insight into what has kept me busy during this placement. So aside from what I've already mentioned, there are a number of key components that this program has to offer, some of which have also been mentioned already by a few others. These include obviously mentoring, executive sponsor, networking opportunities. But for me, what I've actually really enjoyed has been the Diploma of Government. And that may be not what you would imagine me to say after coming off the back of 4.5 years of study. But to be honest, the chance to study a diploma that has actually been tailored to my current work situation has been invaluable. I've found that the study hasn't actually been something to labor over, but instead it's actually complementing my day-to-day work life. The diploma is specifically designed for us graduates to learn about the operations of government, to learn about leadership, and also to learn about public policy. So it is actually very rewarding to take part in. So my tips for applying for this program, well, I guess I have two main ones. The first is just to read, specifically the graduate website, read the role description, listen to the case studies that are on there, and get an understanding of why you want to apply. Not why anyone else wants to apply, but understand why you want to apply, because as you go through the application process, that will truly help you. And the second thing is, as we mentioned before, the virtual internship program. As we mentioned, it does give you a small taste of the theme of the work in New South Wales government, and it also does help you prepare for the application process also. So I do strongly encourage you to do that too. So clearly the program has a lot to offer. There are a variety of workplace experiences to support you and to provide you with a support network, and it's designed to help us excel. But on top of that, you have the opportunity to work on tasks and projects that have a really positive impact on the broader population of this state. There really is, to be honest, more to this program than just the job itself. And I strongly encourage you guys to apply. So thanks for listening to me. And yeah, I wish you all the best as you near the end of your uni studies. And I do hope that I come across some of you in the near future. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Harry. So now we'll open up for questions. And if we don't answer your questions today, please, write into our email address, New South Wales Graduate Program. Happy to answer any questions you got there if we don't answer them today. And there's also lots more information on our website. So sorry, Cass, I know you've been wanting to ask a question. So now's your time.
No, I was doing a little emoji applause. It wasn't putting my hand up. I was like clapping.
Thanks.
Silently.
I apologize. Does anyone have any questions? I don't know if there's any in the chat, or does anyone want to ask any questions?
There's nothing in the chat at the moment, Donna.
Yeah, thank you. Just a chat about our lack of technical skill.
Sorry, I have a quick question about the 6-month role. So it's like, when we change the role, do we change like a major city as well?
No. So when you rotate, that's where it's really important for you to think about which location you want. So we've got, Sydney locations, and we also have regional locations. So if you, for argument's sake, nominate that you wanted to be in the Southeast region with Burnie, down in Queanbeyan, all your rotations would be in that particular region. So we don't want graduates to have to keep relocating.
Because I was thinking like it's gonna be difficult moving every 6 months.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we wouldn't do that to you. So that's why we just say, think about, we have lots of different locations, and as Bernie said too, like regional locations do offer different opportunities as well. I know in my younger days, I actually worked in the North Coast for 6 months, and I think it's just Bernie mentioned too, she sees her, secretary wandering around the same floor as her. You get to build that sort of closer network, I think, with your grads, because in that network, you are there. We in our regional locations too, we're running alumni events too, because our regions now are growing as well. So I think, that's something for you to consider.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my question.
Like prior to commitment. So about someone wants to February start date, a strict date, flexible start probably 10 days later due to prior commitments. If you we would prefer you to start on the actual day, because that's one of the requirements. But if you're offered a job, and offer a role, you could speak to the agency offering you that opportunity to see if you could commence starting a little bit later. Why we say the 6th of Feb too is we actually have a big welcome event where we have all the graduates coming together, and we have speakers talking about. You hear from our commissioner and you hear from other grads as well. So that's why, that's sort of the first day. But I would speak to your, if you're offered a role, about starting a bit later. I don't know if one of the grads want to speak about what's the application process like from your perspective. Bernie, you're champing at the bit there.
Sorry. Yeah, so I found, the assessments, they do a few things. I think Hugh sort of spoke about it, where they've got the online assessments. You do different task-based sort of things to test your cognitive ability, and they do individual tasks as well as a personality assessment, and then I believe it's a virtual assessment center, and then answering online video questions. They do support you, so if you're a student with a disability, which was my application process, you can get in contact with the team, and they're really good at supporting you through the different requirements you may need to get through that process. It's kind of weirdly fun to do, if that makes sense. If you're sort of solving puzzles, some of the assessments are sort of fun. But I would say I'd recommend to apply anyway, because even if you don't get offered a position, this style of assessment for the application is you'll find it's really consistent with a lot of other places. So it'll give you good practice, even if you don't get an offer of a position in the end.
Thanks, Bernie. And as Hugh mentioned, there's a lot more information on our website about all the different components of the assessment process.
Oh yeah, so they've got a great outline. So I'd say recommend go through it, and you know what you can expect at each stage. It is a bit time consuming, but I still find it's worth it to know how this sort of assessment works.
Now,
thank you.
There's a question from Jacqueline about graduating in 2023. You would be eligible for the 2024 program. So you would be able to apply next year for the following year's program, but not for the 2023 one. There was a question about finding out when you've been accepted. So we would expect, we're hoping, fingers crossed, to start making offers perhaps as soon as October, but generally we would say around November typically is when we will be making the offer stage. You'll find out if you're in our graduate pool a little sooner, but being in the pool doesn't guarantee you a job. Legal internship.
I'm not sure what you mean about it, but when you say there, does that count as practical legal training to become a solicitor? You would actually need to, speak to the College of Law about that. So, and I'm not sure what the time frame is when that experience could count. So, as long as you haven't, started your practical legal training, your graduate diploma of legal practice, you are eligible to apply for the graduate program. But the actual what's classed as work experience, you would actually need to speak to the College of Law about that.
There's also a question from Stella about cost. Am I correct in saying, Donna, that the only stream where there is some cost borne by students is the legal stream?
That's right. The agency pays the remainder of that.
And so all other streams, that's all covered by us. I think I've already answered Zara's question. So if you're not graduating this year, if you're graduating next year, you would need to consider one of the future programs. But it does go back to June 2020. So if you graduated from June 2020, you could be eligible, so long as it's by the end of this year.
But as long as, sorry, when you say graduation too, like your graduation ceremony can be next year, you actually just need to have completed your degree.
Yeah, apologies.
Yeah, no, but just by this the December this year, that was all. With the social work stream, yes, psychology degrees, it's social work, psychology and social science welfare. They're the degrees that are eligible for the social work stream.
Cass, yes, you can apply again the following year. That is an option.
with the visa, you need to make sure at time of application that you have full-time working rights, so you can work full-time until August 2024. So I don't sort of get into the details about all the visas because we're not immigration experts. So you just need to make sure that your visa would allow you to work full-time until 2024, or you're not eligible to apply for the graduate program. The graduate program doesn't offer sponsorships. Sorry. If there's no more questions. Yeah, if you're completing your PLT, sorry, you're not eligible to apply for the legal stream, but you are eligible to apply for the primary stream, and the primary stream really also likes legal grads. We've got legal grads, one of our grads in the primary stream, he's actually working in the renewable energy reform. Agencies really like graduates with legal degrees work in policy areas, the contract management, procurement area. So I would really encourage you still to apply, because once we talked about, once you're made ongoing, it's, you're then able to move around the sector and apply for other jobs within government. Yeah, the number of applications last year, we received 4,000 applications and we had 185 jobs, but this year we have 303 jobs. So I would really encourage, I think your opportunity of getting into the graduate program for the 2023 intake is really, really high. So I would really encourage you to take the time and apply for the graduate program. We have a lot of graduates who have criminology and justice degrees apply for the primary stream. You might want to have a look at the functional area of interest that you are interested in. But yes, international degrees, international relations, criminology and justice, those sort of degrees. As I said, there's no, the primary stream is not discipline specific. So take the time to have a look at the functional area of interest, read what they're about on a website, and then nominate which, area of interest you are interested at application.
Yeah, I will say from my experience, a lot of the people I speak with sort of have that sort of background. I feel like a bit of an outlier having a science background. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways that you can get involved. And even if, so even if you nominate your functional areas of interest, you'll be able to find a way that makes it work for you, that sort of gives you transferable skills or takes those aspects from your degree and then you can apply it to a different area. It's definitely fun. So I'd recommend thinking about that too.
Ken, with the, what data analytics projects can grads be involved in? I'm not sure if you've actually undertaken the virtual internship program, but we actually do have a module there about data analytics. So if you actually undertake that, you can see the type of work that a graduate would be doing in that space in New South Wales government, but also a graduate with the data analytics are really, agencies like Department of Customer Service in, like Service New South Wales or Revenue New South Wales, in those areas. With PSC, data analytics is one of the areas now I think that's really, really growing. Agencies need to be reporting a lot. So really, data is sort of, the projects that, and skills that are in great demand. Well, I think if there's no more questions, we might just quickly move to the next slide. Applications for the program are actually closed next Monday, the 8th of August, and we won't take any, late applications. So please, make sure that if you are interested to apply. All our assessment centres will be conducted virtually in September and October, with offers being offered, in November, and with that commencement date of the 6th of Feb. I know there's lots of different graduate programs out there. So, why should you apply for our program? And, compared to others, well, one, you'd actually meet some great grads like Bernie, Harry, and Vanilla. You can also help up Hugh and I with our technology skills. We have a really competitive salary, like 74,117, which I think is a great, entry-level salary. You do get a permanent role at the end of the graduate program. We are the biggest employer in the Southern Hemisphere. So once you're in the graduate program, once you're made ongoing, the world's your oyster. You can actually move around and try different areas of government. We do have bespoke education for each stream. We are really interested in supporting you and having this really good support network, which does consist of buddies, mentors, the exec sponsors, and also, the LGBTQI+ network, which we mentioned. And we have Sydney, and we also have regional roles. So what we really want grads to think about, if you work in a region, live in a region, that's what we want. Or you might want to try something like Bernie and really, move yourself out of your comfort zone and try that regional experience, because we have 70 regional roles on offer as well, in the different regional locations across New South Wales. So we bring our regional and our Sydney grads together. We also run regional events, so we make sure that our regional grads feel supported, and they get to see me on a regular basis too. So that's an added bonus, isn't it, Bernie? So that's, I think, our time now. As we said, if you've got any questions, please reach out to the inbox. Really appreciate our panel members taking the time to come along today, Bernie, Harry, and also Vanilla. And thanks very much, Susan, for inviting us to come along. And, all the students, I know you're all very busy rushing between lectures, so really appreciate you coming along and hear about the graduate program. So, my last push is, please apply, and you could be here next year, speaking to your alumni grads about the 2024 graduate program. So all the best with luck with your applications.
Thank you, Donna, and panelists Bernie, Harry, and Vanilla. Such a great insights into your experiences, and such a great program as well. So I hope there are a good number of applications from our Macquarie students. I just wanted to finish up with a slide. So I'll just share my screen. Sorry, I'm just going to share my screen now. So just let you know that we are launching a series of presentations and workshops, feature presentations, workshops, and other activities from next Monday. It's part of the Employable You series that we do encourage you to get involved in. It's really focusing on employability skills, how to get yourself ready to prepare for, I guess, work. From interview skills to writing resumes, but we do have alumni and employers participating in panels to talk to you on particular themes. So kicking off next Monday is first of the Employable You series, from classroom to career. So all the kinds of things that you need to know in terms of accessing the services that can help you leverage your skills and experience, or what to do to become more employable, will start from next Monday. You can see that there's a feature workshop as well that aligns with the feature presentation. The dates are there, but also just to let you know that the information regarding workshops, activities, presentations will be on the website and also through our social media channels as well. So we'll look at what's on offer over the next 5 weeks. It's quite an exciting experience, and this could very well help you in terms of considering your applications to the Public Service Commission for the grad program as well. So I think we do also have a feature workshop on assessment centres, so that could be something you might like to tap into. Look, thank you again, everyone, for attending today's session, and in particular to our great Donna, Bernie, Harry, and Vanilla as well. And you on the last slide there, if you have any questions, then you can either email to the, I think it's NSW Graduate Program at psc.nsw.gov.au or visit the website, which is www.psc.nsw.gov.au/graduates. And thank you again, everyone, for joining. You're free to leave now.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
All the best. Bye, Hazy. Everyone's now left. Do you have any particular question or? No, I'll end the session now. Thanks, Hazy. Bye.